Mr. President, I was asked by my constituents to demand this university from you and the entire Senate and Nigerians. And while I conclude, they asked me to sing this particular song. With your permission, I will sing the song. O maendana kosukula muiba, abonene kosukula muiba, funi motu beka mabene yoibama, funi motu beka mabene yoinama, abo inogbo tu beka mabene yoinama. Your Excellency, sir, my President and my dear distinguished colleagues, it may interest you to understand that this song is only calling for all of you to support this bill. Lead debate on a bill for an act to establish the Federal University of Science and Technology, Korokorose, by Hails State. The bill was read for the first time on the floor of this hallowed chamber on Wednesday, the 24th of July, 2024. This bill is based on a genuine and manifest need for the young people in my home state of Bayelsa, yearning for the opportunity to acquire education and training. They have sought the opportunity outside their immediate vicinity, but with only limited resources. The university proposed to be established by this bill will address that yearning. But the university will not serve only Bayelsa people. It is an institution of learning to which people from all parts of the country would come and learn. The proposed university is for the training of young men and women, as well as older people in science and technology, which is the driver of the modern economy. Through scientific experimentation and research, people are able to understand the means by which both capital and consumer goods can be produced to meet the material needs of the society. The more we produce, the more our material well-being improves. The university will also teach courses that are particularly relevant to its immediate catchment area, especially marine engineering, petroleum engineering, fisheries, environmental studies. Beyond those disciplines, this university will also produce graduates in diverse fields of engineering, medical science, and information technology, to name a few. The university will award both graduate and postgraduate degrees and contribute in developing the manpower required for building our nation's economy. Indeed, the modern economy thrives on the back of a skilled workforce, and nations are making determined efforts to build their manpower base and strengthen their competition advantage within the global economy. We need to build a manpower base too. The charts are shown that societies with low educational attainment pay the high cost of poor economic performance. Their economies develop at a slower pace than their peers. So if we want to develop, we must educate our young people, especially where they are eager to learn. Whereas there are about 5,900 degree awarding educational institutions in the US, there are only 274 universities in Nigeria, a country with a population of 220 million people compared to a population of 340 million in the US. Our universities are in proportion too few. Every year, millions of young Nigerians write the unified tertiary matriculation exams, but more than 65% of them do not find space within the tertiary education system. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, there were 1,653,127 applicants for admission in 2018. but only 549,763 of them gained admission. Similarly, statistics apply for other years. Where do we keep the 1,103,364 young people who sought for admission that year but did not get? What shall we do to help them? We need to establish more universities to train and equip them, to gain them a hope and a future. That is why the proposed Federal University of Science and Technology, Kurokorose, should be established. Establishing this university will also draw young people out of the streets and get them engaged in activities that will brighten their future and the future of this society. It is a weapon against youth restiveness and other vices that may arise from idleness. We would be building up the Nigerian youth if we pass this bill and establish the Federal University of Science and Technology.
But before I come to it, Henry Siraki Dixon, Bayelsa West. Mr. President and my dear colleagues, the bill that has been moved speaks to the need for additional investment in educational infrastructure in our country and in the great state of Bayelsa, and particularly where my colleague who moved this motion comes from. I know as a fact that even when we say our state is educationally disadvantaged, areas within the state also have, like every other state, also have peculiar challenges, some of which in our various tours of duty we try to attend to. And talking about singing, Mr. President, the senator who used to be a speaker in the assembly while I was governor is very good at singing. I know that. And now senators also know that. He used to join me regularly in our praise and worship sessions. And in fact, he himself has a praise and worship band that he leads. So I'm not surprised that even on this floor, he demonstrated his abilities, all to establish the need for this university. And part of what that song, which he didn't translate, says is that those who went to school are all abroad. They have gone abroad, they have gone to other places doing big, big things. While those who did not go to school are back home, suffering, and are hewers of wood. So the song that he sang, in a nutshell, speaks to the primacy of investing in education. And back to this bill, my dear colleagues, when I was very happy when my colleague now walked up to me to tell me that this motion was coming up this morning. And I sat to say a thing or two in support. And I'm pleading, pleading with all colleagues to support this bill, to enable it go through the normal legislative process. I know that members will be asking questions about presence of institutions in the state. Yes, we do have a federal university established by the former president, for which we are very grateful. And that university is already making a lot of impact which we are very grateful. But because of the educational deficit, I myself, as governor, established 2 universities, University of Africa and the Bayelsa Medical University, because we needed to channel all our youths, take them out from all the creeks, and then get them to pursue education, after building secondary schools across, and primary schools also. And then instituted the Loans Board, Tertiary Education Loans Board, and the Education Development Trust Fund, free. So we started all that revolution. So now you have a large body of young people who now want to go to school. You see, that's why when the bill came for student loan bill came for the president, I was at the forefront supporting it, because I already have seen the effect. That's why there's some level of stability. Because young people have to be channeled towards education. And so I support this bill, and I'm requesting all colleagues to support this bill, let it go through the normal system, hoping that it will see the light of day. Thank you, Mr. President, for your patience and for recognizing me to say a thing or two. Thank you.
Act to provide for the establishment of Federal University of Science and Technology, Korokorosi, Korokorosei, Bayelsa State, for teaching, instructions, and research in science and technology, for fostering technological innovations, for administration of the university, and for related matters 2024, SB 483, second reading taken. This bill is now referred to the Committee on Tertiary Institutions to revert to the Senate in 4 weeks. Committee on Tertiary Institutions and Third Fund.